Hey everybody, welcome back to BSL16 Round of 8. And man, we have been privy to some amazing Zerg versus Protoss series so far today. Sziky, I mean, just playing out of his mind to kind of kick things off for us here today. But now we're going to change gears here and get into a Terran versus Protoss. It's going to be Mihu facing off against QiaoGeGe. So yeah, man, this is going to be pretty exciting. Get to see a whole new matchup today. Mihu, amazing Terran. You were talking him up at the start of today, Nyoken. How do you think things are going to go here for Mihu?
To say the least. Not that I think Qiao is bad. It's just Mihu, he looks unstoppable. Like, there's only one game so far in, I guess, all of the BSL games that I've seen of him this season, which was the Bonyth game on Vermeer, where 2 Reavers killed like 8 tanks. Other than that, I mean, it's just him all day. Even if he gets behind, it doesn't matter. He's got vultures everywhere. He has by far the best control of vultures in BSL that I've ever seen. Every single fight, you see him hold position them, you see him kite back, you see him lay mines. This guy, he doesn't just hit his build order. He does the hardest part of TVP, which he actually knows how to battle in TVP. He's amazing. It's so sick.
I see. Yeah, man. I mean, one thing that kind of sticks out to me for Mihu is his mine placement, right? He's like, every mine is like very thought out, whether to block bases, scout like movement, positionings, or defend his main at different drop locations. It's nuts, like the level of detail I feel like he puts into this. And at the same time, also a Terran player that shines at Terran versus Protoss, right? That's kind of unique in and of itself to me. So yeah, man, Mihu going to play really well. Obviously, QiaoGeGe, a big up-and-comer, huge name this, far in, BSL this season. And he's already made some upsets of his own. So we'll have to see how that ends up going here. It's going to be map number 1 on Butter. And let's jump into game 1. And spawning top right as the blue Terran, it is Mihu.
And in the bottom right, we've got our red Protoss. It is Qiao. And I think it is mandatory that you win game 1 versus Mihu, but it's also mandatory that you win the 2-player map, because I think once we get into Sylphid, I think that was the second map, that's a good TVP map. Mihu's gonna be very strong there, and you don't want to let him get into game 3 on Vermeer, which I think we saw. So this is a must-win for Qiao, I think, if he even has any sort of chance of winning this series. We do have a forward gate. Oh, do we? I thought we were going to have a forward pylon, but nope, actually in the main. And this is just going to be for gas steel, but Butter's in the map pool right now in the ladder. Eclipse has been in the ladder pool for, 10 years according to Artosis, so Mihu's not going to care about getting gas stolen.
Yeah, at the same time, I think it's a necessity, right? You have to throw Mihu off his game somehow to kind of kick things off. 2-player map, as you said, you got to take advantage of it if you're a Protoss. I wouldn't have even minded seeing kind of the proxy 1-gate gas steal stuff that we've seen in previous seasons of ASL, BSL. I always felt like that was kind of a difficult recipe for Terran to handle early on, or at least it allowed for a lot of positions where you can kind of outplay. But still, obviously, we're just going to end up seeing Gateway in the main, or maybe even a 12 Nexus out of Protoss here.
Yeah, probably just going to be 12 Nexus. Now, something subtle that I want to point out for you Terran players out there. Terran got gas stolen at 129. Now, that doesn't sound like much, but what that means is it is absolutely impossible, unless it's a 7-7 gate, for that to be a proxy gate, which means there's no chance of zealots. Mihu didn't even have to scan. It didn't even have to scout, because there's just 0 chance of zealots coming across the map. So, just a little thing. I would have loved for Qiao to gas steal at like 136, 137, because then it kind of makes it iffy. Like, did he actually proxy? But Nope, not the case, and that means that Mihu's going to just be able to gasless himself, but he does see the 12 Nexus, which, he's not too thrilled about, but we did see him play versus a 12 Nexus follow-up, I think, earlier, a couple weeks ago, and he actually did a weird Marine SCV pull. Don't think we're going to see that again this time, though.
Yeah, Butter is such a long map, right? Things would get really iffy if you went for any type of like a 2 racks Marine SCV pull. Although I believe we kind of saw Bus Terran do that on this map with a proxied second barracks, and it kind of worked. But still, QiaoGeGe's at very top level here. He would likely know a counter build or a way of dealing with it.
Yep, SCV hanging around, sees the gas timing. So most likely Qiao's going to go into like 4 goons and just try and punish that bunker as long as possible. I've seen some players, they also recognize that, hey, you can't really attack me because what are you going to attack me with, Marines? So sometimes they go fast third Nexus. But if he's going to go for a fast third Nexus, he needs to clear out that SCV ASAP. You could also just go straight Robo. But more often than not, I see the goon harassment. We'll see what he wants to opt for. And we do have a Zealot move out, but we've got 3 Marines moving out at the same time.
Yeah, Zealot move out, but yeah, this is still not a negligible amount of Marines here. As long as the goon gets out in time, it shouldn't be a big deal. And yeah, we're actually even seeing a retreat here from Mihu, so maybe just was trying to force a battery or maybe some delayed probes or something like that out of QiaoGeGe, but obviously that will not be the case.
Yep, we do have 4 Marines, which is what you want, even if you, do get gas stolen and, it's unlikely Zealots move across, because you do want to load it up, make sure the Zealots don't run by. You also want to punish goons if they actually, jump on the SCVs repairing the bunker. And we do see actually fast Robo from Qiao, so he is going to go into mega fast Reaver, and this will hit at a moment where maybe Terran has 1-2 tanks maximum. So this could be a little bit dangerous for Terran.
Yeah, it could be a little dangerous, but I mean, at the same time, he's scouted everything. He saw the Robo timing. He saw that it's just a single gateway, 2 Zealot opener, so he's got a pretty good understanding of what Protoss is capable of at this point. He obviously knows he's gonna have to look to defend some type of Reaver drop or maybe an elevator into the main. And the factories are definitely timed well enough to where he could fend off a timing like that.
We do have instant add-on, most likely for, I think because he's scouted, it's most likely going to be for mines. And you wouldn't think that mines are actually that great versus Reavers, but if a Reaver unfortunately unloads somewhere on top of a mine and Protoss isn't paying attention, or the shuttle, is just, accelerating forward for some reason, it could deal a lot of damage. But actually we see Siege, even though the SCV scouted that this was no range. So that's an interesting upgrade. He is still going to go into his turret ring as expected, and we do have fast third Nexus as the follow-up.
Yeah, I think Protoss going to get a little lucky in this scenario, right? You were mentioning Mihu's incredible vulture control here, and it wouldn't have been off character here for Mihu to try to get that mines researched and get a little bit of vulture harass here early on, but at the same time, that will not be the case, so third base should essentially be kind of free here for QiaoGeGe.
We do have that shuttle moving across though, and oh no, that's an observer. I was like, wow, that Reaver is faster than I thought, but that's just an observer moving across, and he is going to see the turret rank. And we do see armory already done. So again, this is more modern style compared to Mihu style from the past 2 seasons. He is going to be going for that 2-1, but you never know completely with Mihu. He is always so dangerous. This could be for like a 2-1 or 1-1 timing on 2 bases. We've got SCV moving out, could be for more factories.
Yeah, it could be a few more factories here.
Ooh.
Yep, one going down. Looks like a second one at least will be joining. So this is for factory. I don't know. Do you think this could be a 2-base timing here out of Mihu?
This looks like Mihu's patented 4-fact timing. He always does, not necessarily late factories with his 3rd and 4th factory, but It's not a 4GG style where you're cutting SCVs to get the fastest factories you possibly can get. So this is most likely going to be his trademark 8 to 10 tanks move out. But we did see already a cycle of vultures, and that means that he wasn't producing tanks. So I'm not sure if this is actually going to be a timing now. That was a good hit from the Reaver. Nicely done. But vultures and speed, that means that Protoss needs to be careful.
Yeah, Protoss definitely gonna have to watch out here. I like what Mihu's doing though, right? Yes, he knows there's a Reaver. There's not a sustainable amount of Dragoons here to really be a big enough threat, and I think he's actually just moving forward enough to clear space to send out some vultures to kind of scout out, place mines around the map here.
Well, getting that observer is a big deal, especially versus somebody that you know has 4-fact in his arsenal, has the ability to just play a standard game. So now Protoss is in the dark, and you know, for all he knows, Mihu could be sneaking around with like 8 tanks. We of course know that that's not the case, but he is sneaking around with some vultures, and we do have speed on that shuttle, so that turret ring can just be run by if he wants. But for now, he is just going to play defensively here, try and make sure that Terran doesn't move out.
Yeah, he's got good positioning on those Reavers. Still, these vultures are in a position to maybe do some damage here. Oh, good wall-off timing, though, from QiaoGeGe. Not going to allow Mihu to get any kind of damage here, it looks like, with these early vultures.
Yeah, just being annoying, and actually, Protoss doesn't have as many observers as I was expecting, so you can see that he's not even able to, you know, clear the mines yet because he's waiting for the observer to move into position. So the vultures actually get a probe kill or a pylon kill. It might actually get a probe kill. I mean, any damage here is a successful attack from him because really it shouldn't have done anything.
Yeah, this was free. Oh, is there a... never mind. I thought the left side of the base was open, but it's not. It's walled it completely with pylons there. 5 factory is down. We're not seeing a 3rd command center here, so likely Mihu going to... I don't know, he might be pushing out here soon. Oh, there is the 3rd command center. Okay,
yeah.
Okay.
Already or about to be done. So he is setting up to take that high ground base. And he's done a good job to lay mines on the left side of the map. Oh, what was that? That was 2nd Stargate with Citadel. That interesting. You don't often see a player go into double Stargate, double Arbiter.
Yeah, you don't, especially at this point in the game. Also, the Citadel's pretty late too. It's kind of interesting.
Yeah,
I wonder if it's carrier.
It could be carriers, but I feel like he would have built the... Well, Cybernetics is spinning, so maybe it is carriers. He may have thought he put down that fleet beacon because you can see the probe is bouncing back and forth, and I think that's actually a 3rd Stargate. So it's going to be 3 Stargate carriers, but this was not a very fast carrier transition. Terran is 2 minutes away from having 2-1, so I don't know how this is going to fare. Now, this is annoying. This is, you know, fighting spirit-esque in the sense it's going to take him a long time to secure this 3rd base.
Yeah, it absolutely is, and we know that, you know, just based on the past vulture harass, there's not really any openings for QiaoGeGe for you know, Mihu to exploit here, so he can feel pretty safe to do this and delay this 3rd base with his army as long as possible.
I wonder if this is a mistake to try and take this base, because this base has been denied for so long. Now I realize the left side of the map, you know, of course you've got a more open area, like you've got to defend your nat, which is open. Your 3rd base would be open, but the fact that this base has been stalled for so long, maybe it would have been better to take the left side. But he's moving into position. Protoss is almost maxed basically, so still got to be careful. Okay, Protoss is just going to back off. Reaver's just going to hold the high ground and buy as much time as possible.
Yeah, looks like he's even going to back up with those Reavers too, so said, you know what, I've delayed this as long as I deem necessary. Let's go ahead, take our own high ground, you know, 4th, and just allow Mihu to take that 3rd. So I think probably a good back timing. There was no way he was going to be able to engage into so many siege tanks set up on bridges.
Well, QiaoGeGe needs to be careful because 2-1's about to hit for Mihu, and we know that yes, carriers are coming, but 3 Terran's not scared of that. However, you know, Mihu was really focused on taking his third base. He may have not even scanned the carriers yet.
Ooh,
Oh, as I say that.
Now the cat's out of the bag here, so he knows it's going to be carrier. We're going to have to see an adjustment here. I'd likely expect a lot of Goliaths to obviously be in production here from Mihu now.
Yeah, in my opinion, you want something like 4-1, 3-1 at the very minimum in terms of Goliaths to carriers. 4-1, you start, you know, trading quite effectively. So he's going to need at least 12 Goliaths. I would say 24 because, you know, the 3 carriers are going to turn into 6 pretty quickly. But once he reaches 24 Goliaths, I think he's good to go. We've got another shuttle bomb at mid-right. This is exactly what you need to do as Qiao, is just buy time. Get that carrier count.
Yeah, he's killed off the turret, so he can even retreat maybe with these Reavers if he's able to pick them up. Ooh. Looks like they will go down, but yeah, that was a significant amount of damage there for QiaoGeGe.
Yeah, the carrier count. You know, someone even told me that building... Oh my god, did he not get the interceptor upgrade? Did you see that? There were only 4 interceptors being built.
I think he did. He just hasn't built them yet. Yeah.
I don't know.
I watched him click on it earlier.
There you go. Yeah. Okay, so he does have the upgrade, but like I said, Terran's not scared of 3 carriers, and you got to have the interceptors, obviously. And I remember somebody telling me building up the interceptors actually takes longer than building the actual carrier. That carrier is already quite low, but looks like Qiao's counterattack has forced a lot of the army back from Terran. But Vulture's still into the natural. He's going to ransack this completely. Look at this. These 3 carriers can't even deal with 3 Goliaths.
Yeah, these Goliaths are just being run back. So many probes falling at the natural. And somehow, I think Mihu's already done it. He's found such a great opening here. Sure, these 3 carriers will end up stabilizing. But, I mean, it's only buying time for Mihu's next cycle of 12, you know, Goliaths to come in here. And yeah, it looks like Mihu already confident this is a dead base, moving to take out the 3rd bottom left, and I mean this is just incredible play here from Mihu.
Yeah, and unlike other Terrans in BSL, Mihu is by far the fastest to unsiege and siege another base. Like when he gets into a position like this, you're not losing 1 base, you're losing 2, 3 bases, all in an instant. And what we had Protoss on 3 or 4 base a moment ago. Now he's down to really 1, which is his main, because that one's cut off, and Mihu's on 4 base. So all Protoss has to do, or all Terran has to do, is not die to these carriers, and this is his game to take.
Yeah, this is going to be annoying here for Mihu. There's no tanks on the high ground, carriers coming in, but look at how many Goliaths we already have set up. Siege tanks coming in as well. The turrets go down very quick though, and it looks like QiaoGeGe going to clear this wall so that his own Dragoons can fight on the high ground. Yeah,
this is a really good engagement for Qiao, but well, he's actually getting a lot of damage done. I actually don't think Mihu necessarily needs this base because he still has top left, but this is a lot of damage done. Like I said, 4 tanks coming in to make sure that they can deal with the goons, but look how little Goliaths are left over. Like I said, you really want to have 4-1. Right now he has 1-1, so the carriers are trading very cost effectively here.
Yeah, this is, I mean, kind of surprising, man. Only one of the carriers as well is weak. And actually, we're seeing a flanking Goliath force, though, coming in for Mihu, getting on top of one of the carriers pretty quickly. SCVs still continue to fall. Siege tanks are unsieging, and it looks like QiaoGeGe going to try to retreat and make it out with these 6 carriers.
Yeah, he may barely be able to get them out, but the damage is done. He's not mining machine. Look at this, 57 minerals. That's it. He's literally not mining. He's mined out in his main, and both of his other bases have been killed.
Yeah, this is, I mean, huge damage here from Mihu. He's going to push off likely these siege tanks that are blocking him in his main, preventing a natural, but I don't know, man. I'm not even sure if it matters. 3 more carriers, though, being added to the arsenal here. I mean, 9 carriers, that's it's a scary amount of carriers for anybody to deal with, honestly.
It is scary if you have money. He's got no money. So every interceptor that dies is an interceptor that cannot be rebuilt.
Wow, 3 of the turrets even Still still surviving as well. Yeah, this is just so much damage. And Mihu taking game number 1 there on Butter. I think Chao did a great job at the start, right? Like there wasn't necessarily any big advantages that he allowed for Mihu. He stalled the vulture timings, right? He got away with the 12 Nexus. He had good looking economy going into that one, but somehow, man, Mihu able to put on so much pressure and pull out the victory there.
Yeah, the stalling was nice, and even the counterattack was nice. But like I said, that fleet beacon, it was too late. Like, Terran's moving out at 13 minutes. That's the power spike. So you need to have, if he can't have 6 carriers, like let's say he still has 3, all the interceptors need to be done, because if they're not, you see what happens. Mihu jumps on 2 bases instantly, and then it's game over because you just have no money anymore. So I think Chao's idea was fine, but it looked like that pro was bouncing around and meant to build the fleet beacon and never built it. Didn't build, right? So
yeah,
I think it really stalled his timing a lot, and it cost him. And you can't mess something up like that versus Mihu, unfortunately.
Yeah, absolutely not, man. He's going to take advantage of anything he can, big or small. So yeah, but still, great game out of Chao. He obviously is capable of playing at this level, and given Mihu some pretty difficult games here. So now we're going to see a polar opposite style map here. It's going to be Vermeer, big 4-player map. Obviously 4 separate spawn positionings here. Great for late game PvT for sure. So yeah, Chao's got to be feeling pretty good about this one. But with this screen, both of our players are ready to go, folks. It's going to be game number 2. Mihu and QiaoGeGe. And spawning bottom right as the red Protoss, it is QiaoGeGe.
Yep, and looking to put another Protoss into the cemetery, it is Mihu. I mean, this guy just doesn't lose versus Protoss, man. And even though I think this is a good map for Protoss because, big map, tons of bases, like, 16 bases, big macro map. The problem is, I don't know how you're getting to late game versus Mihu. Like, you could see, yes, the unit comp, the unit idea from Chao, it was great. Unfortunately, we're not getting to 20 minutes. We're not getting to 25 because once 13 minutes hits, once 2-1 hits, all your bases are dying. So he's going to have to come up with something special here because denying the 3rd base was really well done from Chao, and it still wasn't enough.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, if carrier isn't the answer here, especially in these close positions, what does he do? Does he go for more like the go into like Templar Archives, get that Arbiter, maybe try to go for Storm drops, early Reaver drops just to delay timings? I don't know. What is the answer? How do you beat Mihu?
Well, one answer is this 12 Nexus man coming up, and then, like I've said in all previous BSLs, Reaver this man to make sure this guy can't go for a timing. But the fact that he's now switching into 2-1, I mean, Reavers are still useful regardless whether somebody goes for a timing or not. But you definitely got to get something done versus him, and I like the 12 Nexus start because I think at this point Protoss players need to just realize, hey, we can't go into an even state with him. Like, that's not a winning recipe. We need to get an advantage, and 12 Nexus is definitely one way to do it.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I mean, even though it's close positions here, chances of Mihu being able to scout this and early enough, I mean, it's just a great way for Protoss to get an advantage. I always love seeing 12 Nexus as Protoss, honestly. So we'll see here. Looks like Mihu going to scout towards top left. Won't be getting first scout off. Neither will QiaoGeGe, but he'll know that he is close positions here with that cross scout.
Well,
so, one way or another.
I like this scout from Chao. I mean, he got lucky, obviously, that Mihu's bottom left. But now that Mihu saw the probe, he may think, maybe you're top right now because of how fast you got to top left. So there is a chance where he doesn't in scout, but Okay,
Yeah.
is he going to end scout? He is going to go to top right because of what I said. He saw the probe so quickly that he doesn't consider that Chao could be bottom right. But probably Mihu should suspect something's weird because the probe should have gotten to his base now, right? But there's no probe.
Right, exactly. Yeah, he's got to be suspecting something's up here. As is going to get last scout. So one way or another, that's actually working in the favor here of QiaoGeGe. Mihu going all the way into the main before realizing, I've been duped. There's no Protoss here. He's been bottom right the whole time. Okay, it looks like Core going to finalize for Chao here. Should be able to start producing some Dragoons out of both gateways. It looks like Chao going to scout a forward bunker.
Yeah, he didn't get in range to see. He didn't get in range to see that the command center is already done, so he doesn't know that it's gasless. But Mihu obviously knows that, hey, this guy get away with 12 Nexus. And the Zealot control, very nice. All he sees is one gate, so he may be thinking, wow, this guy just one-gated me, got away with a 12 Nexus. That's the worst feeling as Terran, because you know they got away with absolute murder.
Yeah. You hate it when you think your opponent just can be as greedy as possible. Just flipping coins, you know? Hoping they get lucky, and then it works out in their favor.
Yeah.
Two gateways being produced here, or factories rather, for Mihu.
And they often are able, at least versus me, to hold their 12 Nexus with just one gate. I don't know how it's possible, but it always seems to be the case. And I do like this switch up from Chao. We tried Reavers last game. Yes, it did decent amounts of damage, but it wasn't enough. So maybe I just need more money. We've got a third Nexus at 430. That's crazy. It's one Zealot, 2 Goons. That's our entire defense. But he's got a read on Mihu, and he's going to get away with it.
Yeah, I love it, especially after the last game. Right, we were seeing more of a add-on first siege style opener out of Mihu, so this could be a little bit of an adjustment. But either way, I don't think a single Vulture is going to be able to do the damage he needs.
Well, you say that as there's nothing here to defend. Protoss is going to be like, how did that get through? As a Terran player, I'm watching this, and I'm like, dude, why would you build a Vulture with a gasless opener? Like, it's so late, but it catches 2 probes. Definitely did a lot of damage, and it forces a full probe pull. I mean, that's a ridiculous amounts of damage for just one Vulture. Now, something I do have to point out is that armory in the main was a 5-minute armory, and what that means is he's going to have +2 at 12 minutes if he wants to go for that, which gives him option to go 7 fact on 2 bases. That is definitely a possibility. He would have so many units because he went gasless, so actually I'm hoping we do see a 7 fact.
Yeah, it could be a great call here. First 4 Goons trying to get in. Oh man, look at that. Land timing on the barracks, saves the tank. I mean, only took a few shots on that bunker and on that tank, and forced off QiaoGeGe here. But still, QiaoGeGe doing a great job as well. Third Nexus is up. Probe count looking very strong. Third gateway going to be added here in the main. Is there a robo, or is that just 3 gateways without a robo? Oh, there is a robo. Okay. 4 gateways even. And observatory being built here, so it looks like Chao going to get observers out, going to be able to scout out, see what Mihu is up to here.
Yep, he needs to desperately figure out what's going on, because if he expects it to be a big macro game and he goes into 4 Nexus, you know, if he puts down like a Stargate and a Citadel, and it's actually a 7 factory flood, he's mega dead. I mean, it's just going to be so hard versus somebody that, you know, never cuts tanks. Never, ever. I mean, he always has just a billion tanks. But luckily for him, it looks like it is actually going to be a 3rd command center for Mihu. He is going to lose a single goon there, but not a big loss. And that needs to be a starport and a command center, actually.
Yeah, it looks... Yeah, we're only still seeing the 2 factories. No starport quite yet. Maybe this is the timing?
I don't... You know, Mihu's like 1,000 MMR higher than I am, but if you're going to timing, I feel like we need more factories. He's going to try and push it, though. No support for these tanks anymore. This could have been a mistake. He's microing his heart out, but goons on high ground versus tanks with no buffer anymore, those was definitely a mistake for Mihu.
Wow, yeah, that was a big damage dealt there. There wasn't quite the vulture support with mines that he kind of wanted. Engaging onto that high ground, maybe getting a little too cocky. And, you know, I'd actually just love to see a 4th base now from Qiao.
Would you say it was overconfidence, Machine?
I do. I actually feel like it was maybe a little bit of overconfidence there. I don't know.
That's an Artosis meme, by the way.
Oh, okay. I didn't
People in the
realize.
chat spam that. But yeah, that seemed a little iffy with just 2 factory production, especially when we know that his power spikes are going to be these +2 weapon upgrades, because he's already got Starport done, right? So it was a bit of a weird attack. He at least got a decent amount of goons, but he still has big eco. His command center's almost done, so he'll be floating it over there for a 3rd base soon. Now, that's a lot of buildings going up in Qiao's main, but I don't think those are stargates. Those should be gates.
Yeah, it looks like gateways. He does have a Stargate and archives at the 3rd, so this does look like it's going to be Arbiter. Yep, Arbiter Tribunal going down there as well. So, you know, that was kind of the adjustment we were talking about wanting to see after game 1 here. So it looks like Qiao's of the same mindset.
Yeah, we've got the 4th base almost done for Qiao. We've got that Stargate, like you said, at mid-right, so this is Arbiters this time. And that is a Forge. Hopefully, okay, he needs to really instantly get +1 on that, because Terran's going to be 2-1, and you do not want to be down upgrades versus a Terran. So he needs to instantly click that weapon upgrade. Hopefully he does it soon. Arbiter needs to start soon also, because like I said, 12 minutes is going to be the 2-1 timing for Mihu this game.
Yeah, Arbiter is going to absolutely be necessary to stall off this timing here as long as possible. He does have a 4th base fairly quickly. It's a little undefended, but, you know, starting to get those cannons up at it as well. I mean, Qiao is definitely in a very playable scenario here against Mihu, which is, you know, it's always surprising to hear that, right, given how strong Mihu is in this matchup. But definitely looking all right for Qiao here so far.
Oh, Vulture play, and there are no cannons anywhere, so this Vulture drop most likely will deal decent amount of damage to the 4th base technically, and the main. Okay, that's a really good cannon timing. It's going to prevent any damage there, but the main is completely wide open, and this could really throw Qiao for a loop here. Oh,
slow
goons pop out.
Very nice probe reaction timing. Yeah, we should have enough goons to hold this off, and we haven't even had an unload yet, so looks like this was responded to correctly from both players.
Yeah, that was good defense. I'd really like to see Qiao start getting more map presence, start taking top right, because Terran, you know, Mihu always hits his factories. He's going to have like 9 factor, 10 fact, and right now I only see 9 gates from Protoss. So Protoss needs to get more money, he needs to get definitely higher gateway count, and he needs to get more gateways at the top right side so he can start hitting from flank angles. But right now I don't see any okay, we do see goons moving out the top right, so that's great.
Yeah, just that small squadron of goon obs should be all he needs to really clear these mines. That zealot or vulture rather at top right. We should be seeing Arbiter here soon as well. Now, depending on if it's stasis or recall, you know, maybe he might just be going stasis to try to delay and defend these timings as long as possible.
Yeah, this is actually going to be a 13-minute timing for Mihu because he did miss his starport like we talked about earlier. That's going to give the Arbiter time to definitely have at least 1 stasis. If he can stall the push, potentially he could have 2 stasises available. Now this drop, or this Vulture, finds top right, and he's going to top right with a single tank and 2 Vulture drop. Now this isn't that much DPS, so I don't expect this to do much damage, but what this could do is it could draw the units out of position, and then Mihu moves into position at bottom right and knocks down that base.
Yeah, that's kind of an exposed 4th here from Protoss. I mean, here we go. Drop is moving in here top right. A couple gateways being produced though, so looks like he is of the same mindset. There is that dropship though, and like you're saying, at the same time, a squad of Vultures moving out from Mihu here even catches a Dragoon. Ooh!
Oh! Those goons,
Wow.
even though they had vision, I think, end up getting taken out, and there is the drop. And you can see not overreacting is Qiao right now, but it's just Zealots, and unfortunately for him, Vultures were already reinforcing, so this is going to force a big reaction from Qiao here to just save this base.
Yeah, as it should. And I don't know if it's going to be enough, right? Like, Vultures, they don't do great damage to buildings, especially Nexuses, but, I mean, he's just got so many here in such a good spot that everything's going to be forced to funnel up this ramp, and, I mean, Qiao might even just abandon it.
Yeah, as soon as Mihu sees all these goons up here, I think he's going to unsiege his rally point and go for the... There he goes! And he's going to go for that 4th base. I mean, this is just clinical from him. And you're talking about Vultures not dealing a lot of damage, but they do full damage to shields. So if you focus fire the Nexus like he just did, I mean, they deal like, you know, 600, 700 damage in an instant. And now half the army is top right versus Terran's power spike.
We do have those Arbiters, though. So, I mean, if he's got enough stasis built up and gets a good stasis on a group of tanks, could be disaster here for Mihu. But here we go. Two tanks being stasis here, and it looks like Protoss starting to group up, move in, but unfortunately Mihu just beat him to the punch there.
Yeah, and Mihu expanding at the same time and drawing the attention to bottom right. So what can Protoss do about that? I mean, if he moves to mid left, he's going to lose his bottom right base and mid base, and maybe even his 3rd base. So this is just a really, really precarious situation for Protoss right now. I guess he found mid left, so he's going to counterattack, but Mihu's really quick at unsieging. So we could have, maybe base trade is not the right word, but we're going to see a lot of bases high. And look, yeah, Mihu doesn't even try and save it. He's just going for it. Yeah,
great call here from Mihu. I think he should gladly just abandon that base to have Protoss locked in their main. This is 95% of QiaoGeGe's production here is bottom right. So it's just pure Zealot, too. This is going to get massacred.
This army's not very big, though. Mihu needs to reinforce. He didn't reinforce at all. Protoss needs to jump on this, and he does. And this was the mistake that he was waiting for. He's going to clobber this. All the tanks are going to die almost for free, basically. I mean, Protoss supply is not going to move at all. Those tanks are doing a good job at bottom left, but this was not the trade that Mihu was looking for.
No, absolutely not. I mean, remember, he pretty much lost mid-left there right before this as well. And, man, Qiao suddenly looking like he's in a pretty good spot here, though. But those are those reinforcing tanks you were talking about. And there's still plenty of tanks somehow for Mihu.
How does he have so much stuff all the time? Didn't he just lose his entire army? And somehow Protoss...
I was going to say, and mid-left, but look what's back up in mining somehow. It's crazy.
Yeah, and now Protoss's army doesn't even look that big. Like, yes, he's got, what, one group of goons, one group of zealots? You can't engage into this Terran army, and the EMP hits. So, despite losing the battle big time, Mihu's still in an okay spot. He's down 30 supply, which is definitely manageable. He's evened up the probe count. It was like 60 SCVs to 70 probes, so Protoss Econ was really, really big. But now this is more manageable, 67 to 62.
Yeah, Qiao kind of, unfortunately, just rallying in some loose units into Mihu's army. Looks like he was getting in position to engage, but Mihu going to back up here. I'm a little surprised, but I'm sure Mihu knows exactly what he's doing here.
Yep, he's going to just cut off this army at mid-left. This is really good movement from him, and he's going to take no losses. Meanwhile, what does Qiao do now? He's gotten EMP'd twice. I don't even know if he has a stasis available now. Terran is playing exceptional with his unsiege and re-siege movement. Oh my god, again! Ooh. He's gonna take so much damage to these mines.
Yeah, another Dragoon goes down for essentially free here. I guess there's 3 tanks still pocketing over here for Mihu, trying to prevent this additional base from Qiao, and looks like they're still gonna... Never mind, they'll go down to a mine there. But yeah, still, those are lost units for QiaoGeGe.
Yeah, but this... Oh, actually 3-2 was cut for a long time, so it's gonna be maybe 20 minutes once 3-2 kicks in, but still, I don't think Protoss has... Okay, 2-1 versus 2-1 is actually pretty damn good for Protoss. So this is still a good scenario for Protoss, despite Terran having just a billion tanks, but he needs stasis. There's no stasis! Where are the Arbiters?
Yeah, there's no Arbiters even. And there's so many vultures just tanking for these siege tanks. Once again, Mihu has this high ground.
Bleeding in so many units and not getting any hits from the Arbors. I didn't even see them. We saw some Templars being pumped out, but they're fresh. They definitely don't have the energy for Storm yet. Now that's a beautiful stasis, but more of the army of Mihu moving. This is only half of it right now. More streaming across.
2 more to Arbiters coming in though. Maybe this is more stasis? Yeah. More stasis going down on these siege tanks. And it looks like this is when Qiao wants to engage. Oh man, it's just not enough though. We're seeing supplies plummet here for Qiao, and Mihu still essentially maxed.
Yeah, Mihu still maxed. A storm on 2 tanks that are stasis, so that doesn't really do any damage. That was wasted storm. And unfortunately, QiaoGeGe's army was just not synced up with the stasis, and Mihu takes game 2 easily.
Yeah, man. I mean, once again, just showing why he's so strong at this matchup, and I don't know, just impeccable play. Even given that start, right? The 2-fact 5 tank move out or whatever that was to the high ground, he still plays his way back into it, and man, he just looks so strong here in the round of 8.
Yeah, and it was also versus the 12 Nexus. Now, Gasless, of course, as Terran, you still have a lot of SCVs, but there was like almost never a point in that game where it seemed like he was down economically. It's just unreal how much stuff he always has and how effectively he trades in fights. Like, when I play TVP, half my army's dead before I feel like the fight even started, but Mihu, on the other hand, he always has winning trades. So congrats to him. And like I said at the beginning of the cast, I mean, it looks like it's again Mihu's the one to beat, because this guy's unstoppable, man, especially TVP. That's like almost all we have left.
Exactly. I mean, so many Protoss in this round of 8. It's you know, absolutely going to be a matchup you have to excel at to make it out of this round of 8, and that's absolutely what Mihu's been showing here. So yeah, he's going to be a big problem for, you know, anybody honestly remaining in this round of 8, but off to a very good start here.
Yep, so we'll be going into a break, and then we'll be back with our final series of the day, which is XiaoShuai versus Zhanhun. And like I said, Zhanhun must win here, otherwise he's probably eliminated, so you definitely don't want to miss that series.